I am sitting here with is it Dobi?
Dobi, yes.
Dobi. Josh, you are the incoming chair for Lake Norman Chamber.
Yes.
How does that feel to be the man in a very short period of time?
Well, Joe, you're very gracious. It's exciting. You know, with our nearly 1,000 members here in the Lake Norman region, it really is a dynamic time to be a part of our three-town community here on the east side of Lake Norman. We're really looking forward to some pretty dynamic possibilities in and around the lake, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Well, and it's not as if you just stepped in here. You've been around and in the chamber for a long period of time. Talk about some of the other committees that you have done. I know that politics is one of them that you've been dabbling in for a while.
It is, and this past year I was the chairman of the Public Policy Committee with the board of directors for the chamber, and that allowed me to do, as we were talking about, some things I really like to do.
Right.
So I was able to be very well connected with our local elected officials and be a liaison between them and the board and keep the board informed about what was happening, especially as it was pertinent to our business community.
Well, you know, I get the privilege of having the front row knowledge of the things that you did because I was on the chamber. I just rolled off last year. Yeah. And one of the things I used to look forward to is your 3-page detailed summary of all the stuff you were doing. The rest of us would just talk for a minute or two. You'd have 3 pages. So,
well, you were the only one probably who was enjoying it then. Everybody else was looking at their watch.
But I thank you for digging in because it was so helpful for all of that knowledge and information to come, because I couldn't possibly spend the time and energy to be able to do that. I know that takes a lot of time out of your day.
Well, you know, Joe, from your involvement in this community for so long, that to stay up to speed on those kinds of things really does take a pretty significant time commitment. So one of the things that I was able to, and privileged to offer the board for that time, was to go to the meetings, to talk with the officials, and then to give that hopefully not too boring synopsis of what happened in the previous month so that folks could be aware as elections were coming up, who was running for office, and the issues, again, that were pertinent to our business community.
Okay, I'm going to give you a piece of advice, and shame on me for doing that, right? Because you don't need to listen to me. You don't need me, right?
I need all the help I can get.
I have learned, because I was on the board for 6 years, you need to pick one thing that's important to you because you're not going to have time to do much other. Have you picked that yet? Have you decided what you're going to focus on?
Yeah, that's a great point, Joe, because sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. Yeah. You know, when you look at the number of significant issues that are on our plate as a region, as a business community, and if you look at it in its entirety, it can be pretty overwhelming. We're talking about, from a philosophical standpoint, making a +1 difference. And you'll hear a little bit more about that tonight. But not being so worried about the fact that the field is 100 yards long, as important as it is to make that first yard and that first step, and then to make the next step. And to not get so consumed by the volume of the things that surround us as we should be concentrating on our day-to-day. And then before we know it, we're going to get down the field, and especially when we're all pulling on the sled in the same direction.
I'll let you go because I know you want to get to the party, but I do want to ask you one question. People seem to forget we all have businesses. You know, talk a little bit about what your primary business is.
Thank you. And sometimes it does seem like we were not spending as much time there as we should. I'm blessed to be the president of Dobi Financial Group, and we are an independent financial services and investment management firm right here in Cornelius. Our office is right over on North Main Street, right on 115 as you're heading north towards Davidson. So it is our privilege to work primarily with individuals and families when it comes to investment management and their overall holistic financial planning needs.
Thank you so much for taking the time, my friend, and good luck this year. I know the chamber is in good hands with you.
You're very kind, Joe. Thanks for the time.